All right, good morning. It is April 7th, 2026, and we are in Your Lifebook, Element 9. So, thank you for joining me, ladies. So, Element 9, how do you use fuelings to reach a healthy weight? The average time to complete is a week. In Element 9, we will explore the value of simplicity of packaged fuelings when eating every 3 hours. We will create a simple and convenient fueling plan for weight loss phase of your journey and understand the value and timing of eating whole foods. Our total goal, eating whole foods. So in the last element, we discussed the importance of creating a habit of eating every 3 hours. In this element, we will focus on what exactly you are eating every 3 hours. So one of the key obesity researchers, Dan Ziegler, once stated that if we could overcome the psychological and logistical barriers, we could eradicate obesity in a matter of months. Wow, did you hear that? If we could overcome the psychological and logistical barriers, we can eradicate obesity in the matter of months. Are those the two things that we navigate with Optavia? Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah. That may be a bit of an exaggeration, but his point is well taken. And it is at the heart of the Habits of Health weight management strategic plan. In terms of addressing the psychological aspects, as you have seen in the elements you have already completed, we have spent a bunch of time going over managing our emotions, our thoughts, our choices, and our relationships to help you become the dominant force in your life by taking responsibility. Good morning, Cynthia. Here we are going to introduce a powerful way to overcome the logistical barriers to creating a healthy weight and eating pattern. So we are in element 9 on page 194. But that's pretty interesting. But here we're doing the logistical piece. The psychological piece is all of it. What is it Dr. A says again and again and again? Creating internal equilibrium, internal stability with external equilibrium. I love that. That's exactly who we are and what we do. So eating something healthy every 3 hours that will optimize your nutrition and at the same time help you create healthy weight is asking most people to step way out of their comfort zone. They are not equipped with the knowledge or the skills to do it on their own. I have found that for most people, including myself, having planned, prepared meals is the key to success. But what is the best way of accomplishing this? Packaged fuelings. Having our pre-packaged meals to place in those 3-hour fueling intervals has many advantages. There are other brands available, but we are the only one that comes with a free coach, this Habits of Health transformation system, and our amazing community of support. Important advantages and why I choose the Optavia prepackaged meals for our fuelings. 1. They're the best in class, provide all of the necessary vitamins, minerals, balanced proteins, and carbohydrates, and are relatively low fat. The meals have amazing variety to avoid taste fatigue, but at the same time, their nutritional footprint is nearly identical. This allows them to be used in combination with a healthy lean and green to help create a mild fat burning state and progressive healthy weight loss. I'm going to talk about that first thing that he says. We have an amazing variety to avoid taste fatigue. Sometimes I hear people, I'm so bored with the fuelings. Well, do you realize that you're only using about 6 out of 40? It's time to change. Oftentimes, well, I don't really like any of the other ones. If you would change and have a few different ones, I wouldn't be surprised if you end up going, Oh, I kind of like that. I do that from time to time. Right now, I'm doing soups and pastas and macaronis and cheese. I've got them all soaking in the refrigerator. And it's like, why do I shift myself to just eating bars all the time? Because they're so grab and go. Guess what? I'm home for the month of April. So I'm making those soups and they have been phenomenal. But I think a lot of times we get stuck in our routine. And it's the same thing with lean and greens. I encourage people not to have a grilled chicken salad every single day. Now, you know what? I love grilled chicken salads. That's not the problem. It's the fact that if you do that every single day for the rest of your life, eh, and that is boring. I don't care how good it is. That is boring. So again, we do have variety. So use the variety, change it up a little bit. So just a little side note from TJ's heart. So the number 3, their nutritional footprint creates the ideal state of metabolism. See, and everybody thinks this whole metabolism thing is new. This is what he's always taught us. We've just not had the studies to be able to say some of the things that we can say now. So their nutritional footprint creates the ideal state of metabolism because they are low glycemic, which turns off the metabolic switches that create fat storage. And the healthy protein source helps to protect your muscles and avoid eating saturated fats, fatty sources of protein. Now, here's another side note. Soy. Soy is a fabulous, and ours is actually a soy isolate. Not everything is soy isolate anymore, but quite a few of it is. But all of ours is very easily assimilated by the body, which is a huge factor in a lot of things in our bodies. That's one thing about our EAAs. It doesn't actually have protein in it, but it creates what happens with, just like as if we had 30 grams of protein. But you know how many calories are in 30 grams of protein? In the EAAs, it's only 30 or only 60 calories for the power punch of what 30 grams of protein does for our body. So they're very forward thinking. I love that. Okay, number 4. They are portable and easily prepared to overcome any logistical barriers, including traveling. And I think all of us know how simple they are for travel. Yeah. Number 5, they can be used long term to provide a solution to your every 3-hour fueling when you're unable to cook or prepare a whole food meal as you move into the optimization and longevity phases. So again, they're just logistically, I'll bet you it's been 8 months since I've actually had, I think I've actually slept at my house in April more than I had the last previous 8 months, dealing with some stuff with my dad. And the fuelings were essential to be able to make that. I mean, literally the last 2 months I was living in my little camp trailer. Um, but okay, I could go on about that. Let's keep reading. So you can see there are many advantages to starting your weight management with the prepackaged fueling because they are easy, goof-proof, and extremely cost-effective. And I think it said that, but they're amazing. They have vitamins and minerals, the foundational 24. They have extra vitamin D. They have a very high quality probiotic in them. So that's one thing. Make sure that you don't take a probiotic on the side because it will upset your gut to have too much probiotic. I have actually bumped into that several times. We found that somebody's taken a probiotic on top of these, and it's just too much for the gut flora. They also have no sugars, preservatives, colors, or flavors from unnatural sources. Yes, they do use some, what is it, stevia, they use some honey, and yes, it does have some carbs, but it's not enough to spike our blood sugar and create the bad things in the body. So anyways, I wanted to throw that in there. So next page, 196. While whole foods are better for you, our first area of focus needs to be on getting down to a healthy weight. Rest assured, our goal over time, as you progress on your journey, is to have most of your daily fuelings come from whole foods. The problem is, you probably have whole foods available to you now, but has it been effective in helping you reach a healthy weight in a reasonable period of time? No, it's just, yeah, most of the time the veggies went bad in the fridge previously, if I got veggies at all. For most, the answer is no, simply because eating whole foods does not teach you to pick low glycemic carbohydrates, healthy proteins, and healthy fats in the right portions necessary to lose weight. And I will tell you, when I went to eat healthy before, I made it boring, and it was not sustainable. Our lean greens rock. We worked so hard to make them flavorful. I mean, I can't wait. Don't tell Kevin this, but I was excited that he got called out to go do some training down in a couple hours south of us, because guess what? I had 2 lean greens in there for our dinner last night. I ate one of them last night, and I get to eat the second one tonight. And it's a pasta, or not a pasta, a shrimp marinara with cheese on top. You know what? That's how we get to eat, and we get to be healthy, and we get to thrive. So don't let it be boring. Anyways, wow, I am on side notes today. And of course, coming back to the logistics, whole foods are often unavailable or too expensive, or people don't have the time or inclination to prepare them. Instead, because we are rushing for time, most of us eat unhealthy processed food full of sugar, refined grains, and salt because they are convenient, cheap, taste good, and are everywhere. And understand what he just said. They're full of sugar, refined grains, and salt. Our fuelings are not. They are balanced. They are not ultra processed. Yes, they are processed. They are processed like almonds or a cut of meat, and they have a few things in them, but it's nothing like some of the things out there where they put such bad things to create addiction so that you'll eat more. So let's see. So yes, we are going to teach you how to eat for life. And most of that food will be whole foods. Right now, though, we are going to start with baby steps and build the habits that will make your healthy eating transformation permanent. Actually, with our lean and greens, we're going to start your healthy whole food introduction right from the beginning. But we're going to do it at a simple, easy to do, and prepared pace. Our prepackaged fuelings provide a powerful tool to help you do the healthy lifting as we start your weight loss journey. It is the first in a series of micro habits teaching you the necessary behavioral changes to carry you to a healthy weight and beyond. Over time, and in the next few elements, I will help you learn and use some simple tools to make your journey to healthy eating through fuelings a breeze. So if you decide to take on the whole learning curve at once, we will show you how to do that as well, but the rate of success will usually be slower. Phase 1, weight loss phase. There are 2 general ways to use fuelings to reach a healthy weight. The first is using the prepackaged meals that I mentioned earlier. The second method is preparing everything with whole foods. Although this presents numerous challenges to overcome unless you have a solid understanding of nutrition, however, I will make these solutions available in part 2.6 of Dr. A's Habits of Healthy, Building a Healthy Meal Plan for Optimal Health. The Optimal Health 5-in-1 plan has a long and successful history, and I have used it for the last 17 years. Now turn that into 24 years. as the most effective means to consistently help people lose weight in a safe and easy way. It is really one of the first real micro habits of health that I have utilized to help people of all backgrounds finally have consistent, manageable way to lose weight. I have also found it's the easiest way to help people overcome any challenges logistically in their current lifestyle. It's a fast, hassle-free, easy way to learn the habits of healthy eating 6 meals every 3 hours. You will lose weight quickly and safely. Also, as you feel better and have more energy, it creates what I like to call the teachable moment when you will be even more eager to learn the other habits necessary for success. It's a great catalyst and could not be easier. It basically has 3 components. First, you choose 5 prepackaged meals to use during the day. Second, you prepare 1 lean and green meal, details below. You use the Habits of Health clock to space the 6 fuelings out over every 3-hour time period. The little clock. And my little note, the blue is when you're sleeping, and then there's a light blue, the hour of waking, and then you've got the yellow where you're thriving throughout the day, and then an hour where you're quieting down. And I do have the note over here, if you modify the program, you modify the results. And that's with the fuelings, it's so precise. If you're doing it with whole foods, it's great. You're learning. It's a little bit over the top learning all of it all at once. But I mean, that's the goal in the end. So if you want to go crazy trying to figure all that out from the beginning, that's one thing. But again, if you modify the program, you modify the results. So it's very important to fuel the body every 3 hours is what this is showing. So you pick where you want to have your lean and green during the day. Most people have it in the evening with family or as a part of the rest of the family's prepared meal. What is so amazing about this simple schedule is that once you have reached a healthy weight, you will simply substitute some of the prepackaged fuelings with whole foods. So you do not have to change your behavior. This leads to consistent, healthy eating. So I have a note from myself. It says, so my comment to sum up Dr. A's words are, this makes the weight loss phase so simple so that you can get into this education and learn. So the lean and green. As I mentioned, one of the first things we added to the prepackaged foods was 1 meal using whole foods. The reason for this is to start training people to eat healthier in their food choices, as well as maintaining their normal gut flora, so that we are always stimulating a healthy gut. The lean and green also makes sure that you are receiving healthy fats, which is important in maintaining absorption of fat, soluble vitamins, normal digestion, and gallbladder functions. So I said it, I also have a note, keeps us from feeling hungry, and it keeps our skin radiant. Another few tips about the fats. So you'll have a lean piece of meat, poultry or fish, along with green vegetables or salad. There's space for you to write down some of the reasons we are using prepackaged fuelings to start our weight management journey. So some of the reasons, write down why you would use them, because everybody's journey is different. So daily schedule for fuelings. One will be your lean and green. You can download copies at the Habits of Health, and it just has a spot for you to write down 6 fueling times, and it has a note about the lean and green as one of those. Seriously? Is that it? And that's, oh, no, here we go. I thought I missed a page. I did. So there's that block again. And it says, I would suggest you take a couple of these daily fueling schedules and sit down with your coach and review them. For more information on the lean and green, refer to the Optavia guide, which can be downloaded at optavia.com. It's also anywhere on the internet. It's in your app. It's also in all the education, it's in the modules, anywhere. You can literally go to Google and say Optavia guide and it will come up. So you can download it from there. You now have an amazing, easy schedule and systems to start gaining control over your weight and your health. As mentioned earlier, if for some reason you cannot use the prepackaged Fuelings, you can use the same scheduling and use the Fuelings suggested outlined in part 2.6 in Dr. A's Habits of Health, Building Healthy Meal Plan for Optimal Health. Yet almost everybody will find our Optimal Weight 5-in-1 plan the easiest and most effective way to safely and consistently lose weight. Now you understand the importance of eating every 3 hours. Make sure you review all your notes and this element often. Also, share with your coach and spend time discussing how these possibilities will become a reality. In the next element, we will address some of the important factors to pay attention to while you are reaching your healthy weight. And then there's the connect with your coach, please. Fill this out, make notes for you specifically, and then connect with your coach or send her a note on what stood out to you. Why is this important to you? It says, now you have completed element 9. How do you use Fuelings to reach a healthy weight? Write down your thoughts guided by the following questions. What does this element mean to you right now? Right now where you're at. So like me in optimization, it's with traveling and things. What does this element give you an opportunity to reflect on? What actions are you going to take as a result of this element? I encourage you to connect with your coach so you can share your thoughts and actions as soon as possible. And then sharing your thoughts with your coach will help them become a reality. Make sure you review all of your notes and this element often. And another reason for Fuelings for me is I really like a sweet something. Whether it's a brownie or whether it's a cookie dough bar, it gives me that option without sabotaging my health. And that's huge in my world. So, all right. Thank you for joining me.